What's up, guys? Um, just want to say, feeling a little much better now than what I was feeling before. I can't even say this is related to the pandemic that we was going through, um, but as you can see, I don't look 100% in in shape, but I'm feeling better. Nevertheless, I'm feeling much better. Um, I still had to keep my distance away from people because what I had was contagious. I don't know if it's related to COVID-19, but it was my very first time getting it, and um, I had to keep my distance from people. But I want to say thank you to everybody that said what's up to me in the comment section. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for showing the support. But I would like to get to um, what I saw. Now, I saw the Michael Jordan documentary, okay? And one thing that I did notice about it, it showed Scottie Pippen's worth, especially a lot in episode number 2. Now, I said a million times, without um, Scottie Pippen, Jordan wouldn't have those championships. I don't know if he would have teamed up with another player and won championships. That remains to be seen because those are what ifs. And I can't control what ifs, okay? All I could control is the present and what we have seen. You know, I hate doing what ifs. Um, but one thing I did notice was feedback that it got. You know, a lot of people on YouTube seem to be turning it into Jordan versus LeBron thing. Man, this has nothing to do with LeBron James. This is Michael Jordan. This is Michael Jordan's legacy. This is a story about Michael Jordan's legacy. Uh, you don't have to watch this and want to use that to say Jordan's better than LeBron, or to say, oh, well, this is why I think LeBron's better than Jordan. This is not about LeBron James. This is about the life of Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. So when you watch this documentary, this is part of Jordan's life, Jordan's history. I'm sure LeBron could have a documentary on 2016, you know, coming back down from 3-1. You know, that's a historic moment in sports. But that has nothing to do with this documentary. So why are we comparing and putting LeBron James involved in this? Which makes no sense to me. For the record, when you look at the documentary, it pretty much clarifies all the things I said about Jordan from the past. I got a bunch of videos, and I told you about what type of guy not LeBron James, what type of guy Michael Jordan is, and it's right there. The proof is in the pudding. I mean, I don't have to keep saying that. You know, I probably recycled that so many times. We already know what type of guy he was, especially me, because I grew up around Jordan. I grew up around that whole era of watching Michael Jordan. You know, I've been watching basketball since the '80s, so all of those moments are like, you know, just reliving history for me, because I was there to watch those games in the, you know, in the flesh, watching them live on TV. But it's kind of one thing that you do get is I've been know about this, but Scottie Pippen and the mistreatment that he felt that he was getting. He was definitely a big part in those Bulls winning championships, no doubt. So did Jordan. I mean, Jordan was the main guy, but you get in a little example. It's not the attitude. I don't go by a player's attitude to why I think he's better than another player. It's just about things that he done. I keep saying this again and again. The things Jordan did in his era compared to what LeBron did in his era, I think Jordan had a more bigger impact. And clearly he won more, and that's what it all comes down to. Now, there seems to be a gap between old school basketball fans and new school basketball fans. And no matter how many documentaries you make on Jordan, how many highlights you get of Jordan, these new school fans, they still gonna think LeBron James is better or Kobe is better. There's still a handful of people that think that. You know, I'm not one of those people, but at the same time, I do understand where they come from because I don't know if Jordan would have beaten LeBron James. I don't know if LeBron James would have beat Jordan. It's impossible to know. We would never know. All we could do is just talk about what the players did during their time and compare it. That's it. You know, we all know Jordan took over the '90s, but LeBron didn't play in the '90s, so that excludes LeBron James out of the whole conversation. I mean, he's not even involved in it no more. You know, it's not about him at this point. This is about the '90s, Michael Jordan, the '80s, stuff like that. You know, and I keep telling guys, it was a different time back then. Back then, conventional teams were built around bigs. Jordan was the first perimeter player that broke the mold. I mean, he broke the mold for a lot of things in basketball. He was the first. Okay? So without Jordan, guys like Kobe and LeBron wouldn't, may not even exist because breaking that mold probably would never came from them. But you never know. Somebody has to break the mold. If Jordan didn't do it, I'm pretty sure somebody else would have done it. But if you look at that whole era of the '90s, it was dominated by bigs. And Jordan was the only perimeter player winning championships. Now, if you take Jordan out the equation, that same format, that same way of thinking would have been going into the 2000s. And you would have needed another guy to try to step up to the plate and break the mold. And I don't know if no other player could have did that other than Mike. So the documentary was pretty good. It's told a lot of stuff that I already know. You know, only thing was new for me was the fact that I got to see Jordan make fun of Jerry Krause behind the scenes a little more. And you get to see a little bit of his attitude, you know, but I already know Jordan's attitude was the way it was, you know, without needing this documentary. I already know what type of, you know, guy he was. Now, I don't really go by that whole he's a killer type of stuff. That's not my my bag, you know. It's not my cup of tea, so to speak. But I do think the way Jordan approached the game does have some merit to it. I mean, because you got to look at it. Basketball is mentally just as much as it is physically. So you have to dominate mentally, and you have to believe in yourself. So, with that being said, I do believe that Jordan's edge did play a part into him winning. So, but I wouldn't chalk that up to, just because he wanted it more. You can want a lot of things, but that doesn't mean you're going to get it. You still have to have the skill and the ability to do it. So it just comes down to having the talent. I mean, can you get the job done? You know, again, comparing Jordan to LeBron is kind of stupid. I don't know why people using that as bait to the compare two of the players when there's nothing to compare at that point. But I mean, you could be your own, you know, use your own judgment on that. I think Jordan's better than LeBron for numerous reasons. It has nothing to do with who wants to win more. You know, it's just skill for skill. Jordan was just a little more. I mean, he just was better than LeBron James. You can make a case that LeBron James was. You can make a case that he's a better team player. He knows how to play in a team system better. But yeah, you know, I'm not saying that everything Jordan does is better than LeBron. But if I do like a 10 category of, you know, skill set and the defense and all this other stuff, I would give more nods to Jordan than LeBron. So this is why I give Jordan the edge. But stop using LeBron's name in terms of trying to hate on a guy and, you know, say the guy's this and that just because you think Jordan's better. Big deal. If Jordan's better than LeBron, then so be it. But after that, it's a hard argument just to say anybody else is better than Jordan. You know what I mean? Because Kobe ain't better than Jordan. I mean, Kobe ain't better than LeBron. A lot of these guys, you know, legends from the 90s, Karl Malone, Charles Barkley, none of them guys better than LeBron. So at the end of the day, LeBron is still viewed, or you could look at him as being number 2. Anyway, peace, hope you enjoy.